Hello and welcome back. Through no popular demand whatsoever, I am back to give you the lowdown on all the action from round 2 of this season's Gallagher Premiership. Roll VT, Felix. Now, before we get to the rugby stuff, a quick shout out to my old mate Hugo, who's doing a course Strictly Come Dancing, adding his name to the illustrious list of Rugby Hall of Famers that have done it. Austin Healey did Strictly, Matt Dawson did it, Ben Cohen did it, Tom Evans did it, Kieran Bracken either did that one or the other one. I'll level with you, I'm not quite sure, but Hugo's definitely going to win. I'm not sure why they always pick the backs and the sort of leaner guys. Never ask the big fellas. Joe Marler will obviously be the next guy that does it. Although, and he'll be great, but I do think Dan Cole should be next. Well, it'll be Joe Marler or Danny Kerr, because he's actually a good little mover. Anyway, who do you think should be next on Strictly from the rugby fraternity? Again, I've made my thoughts clear. Please vote for Dan Cole. I mean, he won't do it. He wouldn't do it. 10 million quid, he wouldn't do it. Right, time to get to the nitty gritty, the actual rugby stuff, and we're going to start with the last game of the weekend at Brentford. By the way, for my 20 quid, the best rugby stadium in the Premiership. If I lived near there, I would legit buy a season ticket. I genuinely would. Austin Healey said on Twitter he's never seen a boring game there. That's also the case, and this weekend was a million miles from being a boring game. Sale shot out to an early lead, really dominant. London Irish pulled them back, mega drama. To say they should have won it at the end is pushing it, because the kick was about 3 miles long from Paddy Jackson. Could have won it, yeah, about that far off, the width of a post. High drama in Brentford. Difficult to know how you'd feel if you played for London Irish there. Probably thrilled not to have been battered by Sale, but feel like they definitely could have won that. People always say it's like kissing your sister when you draw like that. I've never understood that, because I always think kissing my sister would represent a loss, not a draw. Anyway, one real positive for Sale Sharks, because the result wasn't after the lead they had, is that Manu Tuolangi is back, and Manu Tuolangi is back. Yeah, Manu's moving well. I keep reading that he's lost weight or trying to lose weight or whatever. Even if he's lost some, he still looks chunky enough. He's still got enough weight to go around. And if he is losing weight, I'm going to find a way to contact him and ask for some top tips. Right down to Kingsholm, where Leicester did a really good job on Gloucester. And let's just focus on Ellis Genge. Really enjoyed his performance. Enjoyed his try. You could argue he should have passed that. He was never going to pass that. Really dominant carry. Nice finish from one of the best ball carrying props in the world. I feel reasonably comfortable saying that. But a nice touch as a captain, yes. As a bloke, yes. Just to check on his mate, Ollie Thorley, over whom he barged to score the try. I know we're only 2 rounds in, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Always like watching Ellis Genge, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Lovely stuff. Inside that big hairy chest is a big beating heart. It's lovely to see. Now we're going to stay in the West Country, down the M5 to Sandy Park, where Northampton, in lovely attacking form, turned up and rolled over Exeter Chiefs. Who thought Chiefs would be 0 from 2 after 2 rounds? Not I, especially after they went out to a decent lead and looked pumped in front of their home crowd and all that. But Northampton did the job. The key moment for me was when James Grayson went off. He was playing really nicely and George Furbank took over the goal kicking. I thought, can he kick or not? Turns out he can kick, including the clutch kick, the winner. I wondered after he got picked for England and then dropped by England after things didn't go as well. I wondered if his confidence really took a knock. Whether it did or whether it didn't, he's fully got his mojo back and he's got nerves of steel. Lovely stuff from the Saints. They're on good form. They roll on. Right, to Coventry, where Wasps fancy themselves against Bristol. Bristol, an injured animal, chip on the shoulder time after round 1 against Sarries, but they got battered. And the person who did the most early damage was fullback Ali Crossdale, who looked fantastic in attack. Lovely feet, great speed. Yeah, love that first try from Crossdale. Good gas, but it's the second one for me. That left foot step's an absolute beauty. Love not having to defend people that can do that anymore. It's bliss. Brad Shields got sent off for 2 yellows for collapsing driving mauls. Right calls, both of them. But Wasps are a man down. You think Bristol might mount some sort of comeback, looking for losing bonus points or something. Instead, they imploded. Conceded 2 tries in the last 12 minutes from turnover to a 14-man Wasps side who are absolutely lighting it up. Fewer tries and frankly less excitement down at the Wreck as Bath took on Newcastle Falcons. The scoreline makes it look reasonably competitive. It wasn't the best game of the weekend. It was probably in the top 6, just about, but Newcastle never really looked like losing it, frankly. The key moment, Adam Radwan getting the ball in midfield. There was kind of a gap, maybe, but he made it into an enormous gap, a yawning gap. Johannes Jonker couldn't cover the inside of Josh Bayliss. Max Ajomo left for dead. He never had a chance. Adam Radwan is an absolute superstar. Yep, I was at that game at the Rec, and there were a lot of Bar supporters scratching their heads after that game. A bit of work to do down there. Harlequins, the champions, took on Worcester Warriors at the Stoop. And the first thing you notice about the visitors is that Willie Hines, I know we're only 2 rounds in, but Willie Hines continues to be influential. And they will hope that he's going to work very well with fly half Owen Williams, who is back, looking good. They've invested a lot in that half-back pairing, you'd imagine. And this was a lovely little finish. And when you talk about Harlequins, it's often the same names that pop up. I wanted to be original, but I can't. Joe Marler was excellent again. In defence, brilliant. Carried really, really well. Lots of metres made, ball in hand. Scrummaging, imperious, aggressive, brutal when it needed to be. Frankly, he was a level or 2 levels or 3 levels above anything in the Worcester Warriors front 5. That's why he's got so many caps, right? And Joe Marchant carried brilliantly, repeatedly. I mean, the thing with Joe Marchant is pick an area of the game. He was good in attack, good in defence, good in the air. He kicks well, he handles well. He's just an all-rounder. Both of them outstanding for Quins. And history was made at the Stoop as Sara Cox became the first female ref in a Premiership match. And guess what? She's a brilliant ref, did a brilliant job. Next week she'll ref again, and the week after that, and it'll become normal very, very quickly, as it should be. Top referee. Right, let's see what you guys have been saying on social media generally about the happenings of the weekend. Joe, Jodge90 says, Sara Cox to ref the final. Just saying, maybe. Why not? Why not? Alistair Eakin, of course, the Alistair Eakin. Geez, he says, I'm not sure how many saw Exeter and Bristol 0 from 2 at the start of the Prem Rugby campaign. Huge wins for Saints and Wasps in round 2. Absolutely big moves. Martin Gillingham, the legend. Good day out of the Stoop. Harlequins excellent value for their money. But how Worcester Warriors have been transformed. They deserved at least the 2 points they went home with. And the ref, Sara Cox, was unflappable. Black Gold 67 says this, superb performance. Defensively, we were immense today, particularly when down to 14. He's talking about Wasps, by the way. Tom Willis must get an England look in soon. Yeah, but he's one of 27 number 8s that could play for England, mate. Don't forget that. Well done, boys. Enjoy the beer tonight, responsibly. He didn't say the responsibly bit. And we also got some comments on YouTube, some of which are complimentary, some of which aren't. HJP says, great stuff, flanks. Love this format. You're also looking very trim. 123 kilos. Okay, so in what world is that trim? Like, if Shaquille O'Neal weighed 123 kilos, he'd probably be a bit overweight. And he's 7 feet taller than me. Henry Mackney, this guy's like a bald, beardless, or beerless it says. Beardless, I imagine you mean Joe Marler. Okay. Robert Foster, who is David Flatman? Don't know. Thomas Amos, actually quite liked Flats after this. Thought he was a right turkey before. Flats is my star of round 1. A right turkey. Someone did actually once say to me, you're meant to defrost the turkey at Christmas before you swallow it, which I also took as a compliment. Okay, here are 5 players who've popped into Eddie Jones's England squad who excite me, okay, who excite me and hopefully excite you too. Going to start with Rafi Quirk. Young Sale scrum half who generally plays second fiddle to Faf de Klerk but gets a good amount of game time, and it's not difficult to see why. Absolutely electric. And this might be part of the plan, medium to long term, but Sale Sharks one day might be able to say to Faf de Klerk, we love you, thank you for all you've done, but we don't need you anymore because we've got Rafi. I think he could be that good. Lewis Liner had a dream Gallagher Premiership final, of course winning the title with Quins, son of Michael Liner. Some sceptics, some cynics might say Eddie Jones is going to get him in and cap him so he can't go and play for Italy or Australia. No, 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 don't be so cynical. This kid is quick, he's big, he's physical, he's good in the air, he's clever and he's young. And also cap him so he can't go and play for Australia. And Freddie Stewart has become such an automatic selection for Leicester Tigers at fullback that it's easy to forget he's only 20 years old. Under the high ball, he's dominant, confident, effective, good attacking player, good defensive player. The only question mark in my mind, he's clearly going to be a Premiership star for a very long time, if he stays fit, and hopefully he does. My only question mark in terms of him as a test player, and it is a small one, because you could probably pick him now, is he going to have the electric pace that Eddie Jones would want in an ideal world from his fullback? I hope the answer's yes. Adam Radwan, we all know he's quick, right? We all know that. He used to be the guy that played for the Newcastle Falcons Sevens team, played a bit of second team, occasionally played a bit of a little cup competition and got off the bench when there was the odd injury. He is now flat out first choice every chance he plays for England in the autumn. He's more than just quick, he's elusive, he's aggressive, he's got beautiful movement. He's just incredibly difficult to manage, even for top class defenders. Gabriel Ogray, the Wasp hooker, I find a really interesting player to watch because he's very, very keen to get his hands on the ball. Powerful, explosive guy with seemingly huge self-confidence. And I quite like that because even when things aren't going his way and he drops the odd ball or the odd throw isn't perfect or he gets knocked about, it just doesn't seem to affect him. And that is having that sort of bulletproof self-confidence can be very, very valuable indeed at the top level. That's it for this weekend, guys. Don't forget to like, to comment, positively. Comment positively, or we try and delete them, try and block them. We only want positive comments because it's 2021, okay? No criticism allowed. Don't forget to subscribe and get your notification thing. So when we upload a video, it goes ping and comes straight to you. It's a great feeling. It's one of the great feelings. It's like winning the Euro Millions, only it's not as good as that. It's actually nothing like winning the lottery. It's just, you can watch it whenever you want. Anyway, see you next week for the Lowdown.